Hey everybody, this is Chris here with Can of Worms tonight, and with Brian and Nick. Say hi, fellas.
Hello.
What's up?
Okay, so tonight what we're going to do, once upon a time this video came out known as Astartes Project. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it is some Warhammer animation that was actually done not by a 40k studio, but by a fan.
Like, he just started working for them like 3 months ago.
Yeah, he just got hired by Games Workshop. We're going to react to it. We're going to see what you think. Let's get into it. Oh, yeah. Actually, I was going to say I should probably pause it just for a second because most people kind of miss that. I even missed it the first time. It's obvious he put it right in there. The Retributors or Retributors. And then this, I don't know, I guess he just made up some stuff there.
Yeah. And now I do want to remind people, this is not a sanctioned 40k video. This is a dude who was bored.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually
absolutely.
don't know how all of that works now that he works there. Like, they can't retroactively claim something.
No, but you know what they have done? They have changed. They've altered this now. And so the version that we are watching, even though it was originally criticized as a re-upload, it is now the only original version that remains on YouTube that Games Workshop hasn't screwed up.
Nice.
Yeah. So one thing, by the way, that I noticed here, and it's unfortunate, but we skipped through this the first time we watched it, and this is really important. So if anybody raised Catholic probably recognizes the incense bearer.
He's blessing his gun.
Yes. So
that's amazing. I did not catch that.
Exactly. Yeah. So they, a lot of people don't realize that, like, in the 40th millennium, with everything that happened with the Emperor, society's become really overly religious. And even though Space Marines are like the pinnacle of like humanity, they're also religious zealots in a lot of ways. And you see that he's done a really good job displaying that right there.
Yeah. I have so many questions about that too, but maybe for another time.
No, yeah, there's a whole story behind that, but to put it in one sentence, everyone who's human or Space Marine, they worship him because he is a physical living god that they served under. So it's undeniable, you know what I'm saying?
Shit. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was kind of wondering, is if it was like we know modern religion, or if it was like a...
He's like, technically still alive.
Right, yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking, was more of a... who was that guy that was trying to invade... whoever the bad guy in 300 was, I forget his name.
Ulysses S. Grant, yeah.
Ulysses S. Grant was trying to invade Athens.
Karen.
Okay. No, well, yeah, I was wondering if it was that kind of situation, because I had never actually heard the background to their, quote, religion, so that's...
there's a lot, and I could definitely break it down.
I feel like it's a rabbit hole.
Oh no, it's not just its own video. It's like its own series if we were to do that. So
yeah, that's why I was like not wanting to go down that rabbit hole. But
we'll go down it someday. But for right now, though, yeah, it would be too much for this video. But that is something that people should know, is that the Space Marines and society in general is very much like the worst sort of religious autocracy, really, that you could imagine. Yeah. And so back into it, though, what they're on right now is something called a boarding torpedo. It's exactly what it sounds like, but what I do like, and it's something I didn't initially notice. So these right here, they'll come in and they'll basically
clear the path, right?
Yeah, well, they clear a path, but they're meant to basically take a missile. They're basically meant to like tank a rocket if they need to.
Yeah.
And then, you also have the stub guns firing, or not stub guns, but
kaboom.
Whoa, that was weird. Didn't mean to do that. But what I meant to say was you can actually see the retro rockets firing, and I didn't notice that the very first time. Like the attention to detail that he went into is just incredible.
Oh yeah, because he has the like drilling laser with the retro rockets going at the same time.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Exactly. And then I think he actually does a pretty good job with like military tactics as well.
Yeah.
And when they come
It's
out,
so funny because it's a bunker buster missile with a payload of pure death.
Yeah. Oh, and they're just so badass. They don't need armor because
Cover fire or cover. Yeah, what's cover?
We are covered.
Yeah, we're protecting the bullets.
And what I do like though, and this is something else that I've noticed about this. So you see how they came in against this ship in one single torpedo, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a classic example of a raiding party. Like they're going in there not to like take and hold. They're going in there to bust in with overwhelming lethal force, take something and leave, or kill somebody and leave.
Yeah, wipe out a small genocide and leave.
Exactly. I mean, it's evident by the way they come in and they're not trying to.
Yeah, they're not even talking or taking prisoners or giving them an option of like bribing them.
Yeah, there's no like identifying yourself like we're here to. Nope, just gunning people down. I really
Vin
wish.
Diesel.
Yeah. And so also back to like military, tactics right here. What you notice is that they are performing like a bounding assault.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a good job of like really laying that out, as well as this right here. So this guy is laying in wait, right? He's got this gun. It looks like it's
it's definitely a 50 caliber.
Yeah, and if you notice, he even has a spotter next to him, like a normal sniper would.
Exactly. And the thing is, so here's the hallway where the Space Marines are running, right?
Mm-hmm.
He even waits for the first few of them to get through, like you generally would.
Oh, yeah.
Starts with the kill box, like right in the center to cause confusion. But look at how they just, nope. Like, they knew they wouldn't get much of a shot off against those guys.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think it's funny because, like, if this was an in real life thing, it would be pointless to even go against them.
Yeah.
If they want you dead, they're going to come and kill you. That was badass.
I know. So that part, like, we missed that the first time we reacted to this video, and I can't remember what happened, but that was a nice little Rambo moment that he has. And then, gotta love this. It's a weird hallway to set up a kill zone in, but
yeah, I think their thought was that they would have time before they could bridge that gap.
And here's like the worst thing you could ever have happen. No bounding retreat. We keep using that word here today, but they just turn their backs and go.
Yeah.
That's bad. All bad. Now, and I keep pausing it, but something cool that I didn't notice the first time. When he throws this grenade, look at all the actual, not just the dust, but you can see glints of metal in there.
Actual shrapnel. That's nice.
And then when he fires the plasma bolt through it, you'll see it rip a hole through the smoke. Wow. So it's not just the attention to detail of the graphics, the effects, the sound. It's also like he makes a realistic situation out of this. It's not just like the one that we watched for the new 40k trailer, where it's a bunch of dumbass WoW-looking Necrons fighting really badly moving Space Marines. Here's that bounding Overwatch with a flanking maneuver. Ooh.
Yeah, he didn't realize they were coming from that direction.
Well, and the best part is they keep the pressure on him, You can even see the ammo counter on the guns. God, I love that. Although, that's not a flanking maneuver. That's right up the center.
I think I've seen this in the NFL once.
Right.
It's like an inverse flank.
Well, yeah, so the one guy guns right at the center.
An inverse flank is charging right the fuck in, Chris.
That's what he's saying.
That's what he did.
He's like, God damn it, I didn't think it was so highbrow. I thought everybody would get it. Well,
It's just a fancy name for it, that's all.
We're retreating backwards.
oh, I forgot to say anything, but yeah, there's so we kind of messed up, but there's the more of the smoke effects that he makes are incredible. God. Also,
Hey, Tony, you got this thing.
it's got the thing on the back of your neck. Kind of looks like a scorpion. No, that's your face. I'm sorry.
JK.
God.
Got your spine.
I know. Maybe they can just get him to direct all of their stuff.
I never actually looked up what his official title was. I need to see what.
Badass? I think that's what it says on his wallet.
Should.
Oh yeah, or like the lining on his underwear, maybe.
He's just got like his employee ID hanging around his neck. That's all it says on it. Like, oh, just let him in. It's him. It's fine. Oh, you bald bitch. So that goes back to the religious aspect of it all. If you look at all these holy words, supposedly, like prayers that people have written, prayer scrolls that the Space Marines take into battle with them, it's like this weird thing that they do in 40k where, you know, people will give you this prayer scroll that you attach to your armor, and it's meant to be sort of like medieval knights would do, you know, when they would wear or they would take somebody's item with them into a joust as good luck. It's the same kind of thing, but it's a religious connotation on it. They're just hanging everywhere. And hoarders. Thing looks like a mine.
Or a testicle.
What?
I see a ball.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that the last time. We were like, oh well, that's easy. I mean, you don't have to do much to win, just chuck something at it. You can just graze it.
Right.
Just nick the side of it and you win.
Yep, that's a mighty fine ball right there.
It's like, yep, that was my testicle. That's why I only wear half a cape. Fucking asshole. What is that half cape? What is that?
I forget the name of that, but that's actually a thing.
Oh, is it really?
Not stash. Yeah, it's some. I don't remember what. I'll have to look it up and share that information at some point when I remember.
No,
Which may be never.
I don't remember if these are called cogitators. Basically, inside of his helmet, when it switches scenes, he took the time to actually show like these helmets, like all of this stuff in here is constantly scanning the entire battlefield to pick up targets, sight lines, things like that. And the Marines are able to actually look and blink click is what it's called, which I could actually see that becoming a real thing in the future. A blink click sort of method for things that may be
Tactical blink.
well for like augmented reality or mixed reality glasses, things like that are used in like professional situations, like where you'd have somebody in like a server room on one side of the planet and, you know, maybe somebody else trying to help them reboot it in another language, like happened to me once. It's fucking annoying. I really could have used something like that. Or like 5 hands. That would have been great. Those backpacks are actually the power plant for the armor.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think it's a like a jump pack.
It's a lunchbox.
Or they also think it's like an environment filter, like a sort of a gas
Like just
mask.
general life support. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. But it's from what I know, or from what I remember, it is strictly the power plant for the armor. Which, I mean, if you're 8 feet tall and you can deadlift a ton, like literally a ton,
Mm-hmm.
without armor on, you have to wonder, like,
Who would with you?
in the first place, right? Because
Yeah.
like that armor, they make that armor for like regular people. Regular people will wear power armor in 40k. They just don't have what's called the black carapace, which is how the Marines interact on an actual like nerve level with
Mhm.
their armor. So it effectively works as an extension of their own body. It's a MacGuffin,
What
but
was
it's
their-
fantastic.
I wonder what their boots are made of. Because you got to figure they're just as armored on their feet, but like, do they have
Those are
grip?
Timberlands. What do you mean?
Timberlands. Oh god, they're
Tim,
Tims.
son. What were you saying?
Well, I mean, like traction wise, like how do they get traction like metal on metal like that? You know?
Oh, magnetized. They talk about it in the books all the time, actually.
And they have an answer for everything. I'm kind of impressed.
Well, there is a good point, though. Like, you know, if they're on metal, you would think they'd kind of skid a little. Especially when that one dude was running like 60 miles an hour. When he stopped, like,
Right.
how many yards would you just skid and make sparks through that entire ship?
Right.
The Astropath? At least I'm pretty sure that's in the Astropath. Or the Astropath for the ship. Which is, I don't know, did we talk about that last time, Chris? It's like how they get through the warp.
I think you did touch on that.
And that's why
I think,
I'm...
me and you like talked about it in passing.
Okay.
Like how
Maybe
they have
that's
to
what it was.
offer like 1,000. Is it 1,000 or 10,000 souls
1,000.
to the
Yeah.
Emperor?
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's, and the thing is, it's kind of a misnomer. I don't know that that's necessarily accurate anymore, because that was originally taken from a novel where, so Chris, just to kind of set it up, the Emperor's throne, there's a sort of a terrible thing that happens. Chaos basically rips a hole in the fabric of time right behind the throne room in the center of Earth, and the Emperor is the only thing holding it back psychically.
Oh wow.
And it takes him out of the equation for the Horus Heresy, which is sort of what they had to do to make it, to give Chaos a legitimate shot, you know, in the physical realm with Horus, threatening the Emperor or the Empire itself. So the Emperor had to stay on the throne to keep that closed. But in this novel, they had to sacrifice 1,000 psychers in these things that they're like pods that were attached to the walls and the ceiling of the throne room. And when I say the throne room, it's more like a power plant, like a reactor for ancient technology. And the throne itself is where the Emperor sits, and with his psychic power is able to control it.
Yeah.
So in the novel, they sacrificed 1,000 psychers because it gave him a chance to psychically leave the throne and fight off Chaos, which was like starting to overwhelm his, they're called custodians, like his personal Marines, which are just a cut above anything. Like even they were starting to kind of lose ground. So they sacrificed 1,000 psychers to give him a chance to join them, like, and actually fight alongside of it. It's a really cool scene. because he basically, he's such a badass. It's, you only get a few scenes with him in 40k every once in a while, but every peek that they do give of him, he's like this really enigmatic but just amazing sort of mysterious character that I went on about for like 5 minutes and forgot to react to the rest of the video. God damn it. I am so sorry to our viewers. Hopefully you found my babbling interesting and you've seen other projects where they talked about the last bit. I think that'll be it from us, though. I mean, there's not a lot more that we can add to the Astartes Project, to be honest. If you're here to watch it, you've heard other people, probably better people, talk about everything in there, and you just hopefully wanted to hear more.